Alrighty, guys, I am back. Thank you for all the follows. Ella, Mama Cat, and Calix, and Rude Cat. Thank you for the welcome back. Let's see, did I miss anything? Oh, yeah, I stretched. You're welcome. Aw, thank you, Arid. So this one is just a normal return pass. Hi, Mama Cat. How are you doing? Ooh, okay, Miro. Unique chat. Is that unique to the person or unique to everyone? Because I'll turn that off if it's not unique to everyone. Thanks for the lurk, Arid. Okay, I'm turning that off. I thought it was unique to just one person. Okay, that is turned off. I don't like that. Because, like, what if you have what if you have, like, a vote in chat and you don't do an actual poll? You just say, everyone say yes or everyone say no? Then you're not going to be able to get more than two people. One person saying yes, one person saying no. Oh, thank you for the welcome back, Miro. I've been waiting all day. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you guys are starting to feel better. I was gonna message her later, ask how she's doing. Thank you for updating. Everything you want to. This is normal, yeah. Normal return pass round. I wanted to center these before I left because it was bothering me. Oh, Luna. Give me 1 second. Oh, Luna. Luna's just crying for no reason, as she regularly does. Yes, we are glad Cat and Mama Cat are starting to heal. Very glad. Oh, yes, I only found this song last year, and I really like it. So it's still relatively new to me. Hello, Cat. How are you doing? There's no chaos here today. Luna, quit crying. My cats are bringing the chaos, though. Tobias already put cat hair over everything, and Luna is already screaming at the world. Luna, come here. Oh, cat. Not yet. Thank you for getting that shout out for cat. We got one for Blapple, right? Yeah, we did. Hi, Calix. How are you doing? Thank you for that follow. Oh my god, no, no, no. Way too much has already been done today. Like, way too much. And you guys hit the follower goal. So now I have to update that. Oh, oh, okay. I thought I clicked the wrong thing. Um, why is this such a pain? Oh my god. Thank you, Kat, for the contribution to the headphones. Ben, you can do // shout out and then their name, and that should work. But thank you for shouting out, Calix. Thank you, Kat, for the contribution. You guys are crazy. We started our new goal. Oh my god, 9. I've heard that enough today. Oh, okay. That makes sense, Ben. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, 9. Whatever. That's what everyone said. Lord. Craziest first stream ever. I hate to call this my first stream. This is only my first initial or official stream. Oh my god, you made an announcement about me, Vintage? Lord. I can't with you guys. Oh, Jesus. Of course you did. Hey, Wally and Eva, you gotta get out of my way. Oh my god, no. Really? Oh, Karen. Hi, Karen. How are you doing today? Oh my god, so Kayla did too? You guys are wild. Luna. Alright, you guys. You saw Tobias earlier. Here's Luna. She is not happy. Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. She just wants to eat my yarn. She doesn't actually love me. Get this out of her hair. Yes, this is Luna. She is queen of the world, almighty Luna. Oh, hi, George. Yep, another kitty, Shay. This is Luna. She acts like she loves me, but she just wants to eat my yarn. Nine. I know how you feel. I've caught one Pokemon this whole entire time. It's been 2 hours and almost 2 hours and 45 minutes. I have literally caught one Pokemon. They show up every 15 minutes in case people didn't know. Alrighty. Say bye to Luna. Bye, Luna. No, there's cat hair all over everything again. Alrighty. Here's a funny woman by name Mickey. Ooh, wait. What am I doing? Okay, I did do it right. How are you doing today, Karen? It's nice to see you. Thank you for coming in. I caught a Pokemon. I feel happy now. Sorry, Vintage, no riot command yet. I'll get working on that though. If you guys have suggestions or anything, stuff that you think I should have that I don't, just do it. I think everyone can do it. Let me check before I tell you to do it. And it tells you that you can't. Okay. If you have like a suggestion that you want or anything, then you can just do exclamation point remind and whatever you think I need or should have, commands, anything like that. And I'll get to that in like a couple years, maybe. Probably forget that it exists. Oh, yes. I was very happy I had today off. That's the only way that I did this. What are you talking about, Gnome? What do you mean? Exclamation point remind cat or pandas. If you have any suggestions, anything that you think that I should add in. Oh my god, Ben. Jesus. I have cat hair all over me. I need to wipe it off real quick. Okay, we're good. Mickey. Hey, Mickey. I did not know that. No, this is new to me. Oh, Lord. Now I have to see what you did. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you meant. Lord. Hello, Toya. How are you doing today? Thank you for being here. Uh, we just have mayhem today. Hoping you understand. I wish I could go faster. I'm gonna take the brace off. Now I can go much faster, now that I can move my wrist. Oh my god, I forgot about CC. I forgot to even ask about how that was going. Yikes. uh, Lord. Oh my god, Cat, really? And no one told me? I wish I could see what it was. Because I can't see it unless I'm watching myself, and that's weird. Oh my god. Let me know if it says anything like really bad though, because then I'll swap over to something else. My God, cat. Jesus. Right there. Oh my. I do have a frog counter, Ben. I have bad loans. Oh no. I didn't know about these. I hope I can get rid of them soon. Um, so we have exclamation point frog if I have to frog. I'm not using Pixel Chat. I'm using OBS's built-in CC. I'm using OBS's built-in CC tool, and clearly it's not doing me any good. So that's just great. Okay, I'll turn it off. My stopper fell off. Uh, um, now I want to know what it's been saying. I don't think I can turn it off while I'm live. Can you guys hear me? Okay, so you can hear and see fine? Okay, maybe it's just thinking. Okay, I messed up. Let's go grab all these stitches now. So I'm not sure why it says not responding then. It's a good thing it's like working. I won't try to turn CC off again this time though. We're only going to be on for another hour, so it'll be fine. You can go ahead and do the frog command. I'm about to have to frog this whole return process started. No, nothing crashed, Ben. You know how like when your Chrome takes a while to load and it says not responding? That's what's happening. So I guess it's working fine, and I can actually see myself moving on the screen, but it just won't let me click anything. And the chat doesn't look like it's moving on it. So I have to look over to my laptop to see chat. Just do this real quick. Bam. My God, Karen. Jeez. Karen found the way to chaos. Do I need cooldowns already? Oh, thank you, Caitlin. Oh, I did it again. We're not frogging, we're just going back one stitch. Chain one, pull it through two. Okay, there we go. So we still say not responding up here, but if everything's working fine, then everything's working fine. I don't think I've ever had this happen. Whoa, not Karen. You're the only one that's figured out how to troll me today. I'm not surprised. Here. Aaron, hard. I was hoping to not get a frog out of all this stream, but can't get everything, right? Yeah, Adam Lambert is. Oh, I'm messing up again. I think it might be time to go to another project, and I do have an idea. Yes. Cuckoo. Ben. Oh my god. Lord. I'm gonna have so many frogs by the end. Yes, favorite mouse is Panda's sister, Caitlin. We love Caitlin. So I'm gonna finish this return pass, and we are gonna move on to another project. We're gonna actually work on the cardigan because I know Gnome is itching to see it. Oh, good, Aaron. So glad. I want to try something real quick. Is this working? It's not working. Okay, I need to fix that. I need to work on being able to crochet without looking. Chain one, then pull through two. All right. Arid. I appreciate that. Oh, Karen. I don't have that, and I was going to do it, but I obviously forgot. Thank you, Ben. So this is the yarn that I'm using. Oh my god. Cat, we had another color change and I didn't even notice. So we went from this to this. I didn't even notice that that happened. It looks really nice though. Oh my lord. You want to throw at this Pokemon, do it now. Your infinite Kappa emote. Oh my god. Yes, I caught it. Now I'm on a roll. I can't wait for those needles to come. Um, I should actually check when they're gonna be here. Um, Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate you. When the needles come, they're going to come with a little key so I can tighten these because the stoppers need tightened, but the part that actually attaches to the hook does not need tightened. No Ben, no Discord. I don't have time for that. So here's our you don't Ben. Everything is spontaneous here. So I started it. I do need to pull up my pattern though. This is the yarn that I'm using. Um, don't remember what yarn it is, but I'll figure it out. Okay, where am I? I've done a knit stitch row, and that's it. I'm on row 2. Pretty easy.